Sometimes, when you type big text on your phone, it's pretty hard to get the cursor where it needs to be. You can control this little thing using your spacebar. Simply hard press the spacebar and now you can move the cursor wherever it needs to go. Voila! You can get bite-sized pineapple pieces without using a knife. At least that's what this viral TikTok tip is promising. First of all, twist off the top of the pineapple, that part which has green leaves. It's pretty easy. Just grab it and make several twists. Then pick the pineapple up and pound it down on the kitchen table. Repeat the pounding for about 5 times to make sure you did it sufficiently. Now you're going to need some arm strength. Roll the pineapple back and forth while pressing down on it. The weight is supposed to help separate the core from the fruit. But beware, if your pineapple is very ripe, it might start to release juice. Now, gently hold the pineapple skin, pull out one of its scales and enjoy your snack. If you've done everything right, you're supposed to be able to pull out a bite-sized piece that will separate from the core quickly. Here's another game-changing tip for your kitchen. Get a habit of storing the cling wrap in the freezer. When the wrap is cold, it's less sticky and much easier to unroll and use. You're welcome. We usually place these non-slip bathtub mats on the bathtub surface to prevent falls. But when you're not using the bathroom, you can stick or hang them on the wall. This way, the mat will get dry way faster and you'll prevent the accumulation of soap and dirt leftovers on the bottom of the bathtub or shower. Gather your shower curtain into a single bundle and tie it into a big knot. This way, it won't create obstacles when trying to clean the bathtub. Remember those mysterious stripes on bathroom towels? It's not just a decoration. It's a stabilizer strip to help the towel last longer. Stripes help keep the towels fluffy by limiting the shrinkage every time you wash them. Therefore, the towel retains its shape, size, and flexibility over time. They're also handy when you need to dry and clean a narrow and hard-to-reach place where the thick part doesn't work because it's too fluffy. For example, the space between your toes or behind your ears. Also, the stripes help to sort towels by type. Otherwise, all the towels of the same color and texture would look alike. You can see the stripes when you fold the towels properly, so it's easier to differentiate. This way you can keep all the towels together in a linen closet. Your family members will never confuse their own towels with someone else's. Are you sure you know how to use this flat paper box with matches? You just have to take a match and slide it across the striking surface, right? Turns out there's another way. Put the matchstick head on the striking surface, close the box and pinch it. Then pull the match out with one quick and confident movement, and it should light up. By the way, when you light up a matchstick or a candle in a dark room, the flames don't have shadows. Did you know that? The circle on the plastic jug of milk can tell you if the milk is good or bad. So when the circle is inside, take this as a good sign. And when it pops out, it means that the milk is expired. Also, the circle helps to keep the jug from blowing up if you drop it. When it hits the ground or any other surface, the ring will expand to keep the milk inside the plastic. And if you leave milk in the fridge for too long, it will develop gases. In this case, the circle will prevent the jug from popping inside the fridge. When it comes to plastic bags with frozen food, we usually cut off a strip from the top to open the package, but you don't have to throw the strip in the trash right away. You can tie the bag with the remaining food and put it back in the freezer. Let's say you're driving a car through the night. Suddenly, some annoying driver behind you with the brights on gets closer and spoils the party. You can flip this little tab on your rearview mirror and make the bright lights fade away. In fact, this little mirror that looks flat is a so-called prismatic wedge. What looks flat is an angled mirror with a wedge of glass. When you switch the mirror to dim mode, you change the angle of the mirror so it reflects more light. Here's a cool safety tip when you have to park your car at some risky spot at night. Pull out the driver's seatbelt, put it through the door handle, and fasten the belt as usual. This way, you'll ensure that nobody can get in during the night. Even if they succeed in getting the door unlocked, they still won't be able to come in. If your car got frozen on a cold winter night and the glass is covered with ice, You can clean it using the following tip. You don't need any special cleaning brush. Just fill a big sealable plastic bag with hot water and wipe the bag over the car to defrost the ice. Now, wipe off the remaining water with a rag and you're ready to hit the road. Everyone knows how to hang a sweater, right? Well, there's a better way that helps avoid the shoulder pimples that arise when the hanger doesn't fit your clothes perfectly. Put your sweater flat on your bed and fold it in half, like this. Then place the hanger on the sweater on a diagonal, like this. Remember that the hanger hook should be under the arm. Now, grab the arms and fold them across the hanger. And then, hold the body of the sweater and fold it across in the same manner. Congratulations! Now you know the perfect way to hang your sweater. If you're out of staples, you can just turn your stapler over, and there's a secret little compartment where you can put a whole row of extra staples. And now you can just conveniently put it into your stapler and go on with your work. There's a big chance that your oven door is removable. This way, you can clean it between the glass. Of course, the mechanism may differ depending on the model. So, first of all, check the lower corners of the door and you'll probably find 2 screws that will help you lift the door up and then put it back where it belongs. Here's a hilarious tip for peeling boiled chicken eggs. Remove some shells from the top of the egg, about the size of a small coin. Then, break up the bottom of the egg, and now, blow into the top hole as if you're blowing a balloon. The peeled egg should pop out of the bottom. Just make sure the eggs are hard-boiled. If you have a basic electric screwdriver, you can order special brush heads. Your cleaning routine will never be the same again. This device will help you quickly and easily clean the dirtiest tiles and gaps between them. Just spray some bath cleaner and let your screwdriver brush remove all the impurities. Although this simple tip is very satisfying, some say that the sound evokes memories of dentists and ultrasonic dental cleaning.
Meet A. I'm guessing from Canada, eh? Just kidding. Now, A enjoys long walks on the beach. Oh, sorry, got the wrong script. Just a second. Let me find the correct one. Here it is. Meet A, still from Canada. A enjoys long walks down the chips aisles in the supermarket. Well, that's curious. But okay then. A also loves digging the internet to find out the original purposes of everyday objects. So let's get to it. Now, have you ever wondered what those square patches attached to certain models of backpacks are for? They may look aesthetically pleasing, but that's not their only function. Actually, these little patches, also known as lash tabs, pig snouts, and hauling loops, wow, were designed for people to hang any number of things on them. Say you're going camping, or better yet, glamping, and you take your backpack with you. Well, you can use the embroidered 4-sided patch to hang on a pair of ropes, a hanger with your wet swimsuit during a hike, or you can even hang your shoes by the laces and carry them floppily around. Is that really a word? It is. The little holes on the sides of your shoes are not only there to reduce the smell of your feet sweat. They were actually designed for people with narrower feet. This way, the shoelace can be tied passing through this hole and adjust better to more narrow feet. In any case, you can always try to pass your lace through there if you want to give an impression of having narrower feet. Now, back to A. It's time for A's favorite moment of the week, a trip to the supermarket to buy some potato chips. What, no poutine? If you've ever tried making crispy curved chips in your home oven, you probably had a confusing experience, to say the least. Even if we cut them extra thin, put the right amount of oil and the exact amount of salt, well, they still come out looking mushy, overbaked, and never shaped like Pringles. The truth is, it takes a little extra something to make chips exactly like the ones we buy in stores. According to chips experts, potato chip design was something that was carefully studied and researched before they achieved the ideal formula. For starters, that curvy shape we consciously and unconsciously associate with chips has an incredible scientific name: hyperbolic paraboloid. I came down with that once, but I took something and got better. This shape was believed to prevent some of the chip's biggest problems. First, they would break down into pieces once put into a bag, and second, they would become stale after a few days inside a packet. And this is where the famous curvy shape helps out. Cardboard boxes have waves inside their walls that give them the structure they need to carry heavy objects inside. We can notice a similar science in architecture, where domes and arches are used to provide strength and structure to a building. Well, this is exactly the mindset behind curvy chips. Speaking of chips, we're in a crunch here, so let's move on. Permanent markers. As the name suggests, these are the type of markers that leave a permanent stain on whatever it is they touch. Say you used a permanent marker, thinking it was a regular marker, and you drew all over a whiteboard. No, that wasn't me. Really? Well, I didn't throw out— you don't need to throw the board out the window or into the nearest trash can. There's still a way to salvage it. The ink is not that permanent after all. Get a normal marker and draw all over the traces of the permanent marker. You can create little circles around what you've previously drawn. No worries about ruining what you drew now. Let it sit for a while so that the ink of the impermanent marker blends in with the ink of the permanent one. It so happens that the normal marker's ink contains a solvent that dissolves the pigment from the permanent marker's ink. Now grab a paper towel, rub it off, and it's clean again. Have you ever noticed that most pieces of clothing you buy come with tiny patches of fabric and sometimes even a button or two? Well, the buttons, we know, are used to replace the ones that usually do fall off. Clumsy me. And the tiny patches can be used to fix up any rips or holes that we eventually make. These tiny patches of cloth also serve to test what kind of washing is more suitable for that specific piece of clothing. Most sports courts in the US have a tiny little door on one of their sides. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but one thing's for sure, it's too small for a regular-sized human. And we don't often see pets coming in and out of there either. It turns out that these doors were designed for the caretakers of the court. This way, anything that is swiped off the court's floor can be easily disposed of without having to cross the entire court to reach the entrance. Batteries. Most of us spend hours trying to figure out if they still have any juice in them or not. And if the putting it on the remote and seeing if the TV turns on trick isn't working for you anymore, try this. Grab several batteries and drop them on a smooth surface from a relatively short height. Pay close attention to which batteries will bounce and which ones will not. It is important that you drop them in an upright position. Now, if there still is some juice left, the battery shouldn't bounce as much since it will still be a little heavy. If it bounces too much, you already know it's empty or depleted. And what about those classic salt and pepper containers we see at least once a day, every day, in restaurants, diners, and our grandma's house? It's usually difficult to get the content out of them, and yet people still love to keep them around. Next time, instead of shaking your entire arm really hard to try and get some salt out of the container, try rubbing the bottom of one container with the bottom of the other one. Grab the salt, for instance, hold it with the bottom downwards. Now, with the pepper shaker in an upright position, rub the two bottoms together, creating circular friction between them. The salt will flow out of the shaker effortlessly. Amazing, right? Now, have you ever noticed how sometimes the signal blinker inside your car starts blinking hectically? No, it's not a design error. In case this happens, make sure to check your bulbs. Maybe one of them is burnt, and your car is just trying to call your attention to this fact. Make sure you do this before you're pulled over in the middle of the night and have to pay that huge fine. Ooh, did you know that the little flaps on each side of the top of the juice box are there for a very specific purpose? They were actually designed to hold the boxes. This way, they would avoid overall squeezing and making a mess on the lunch table. Now, think of that hot summer day. After spending the day in the sea or immersed in your backyard pool, you are in dire need of a refreshing drink. If you kept any mason jars hidden in your cupboards, now is the time to take them out. If you own a blender with a screw on the bottom, this will work out just fine. Pro tip for you: mason jars can actually be screwed onto your blender. So this way, you can mix that delicious fruit juice or smoothie directly into your mason jar. For this, you'd have to take the blender's mouth out and then screw it directly into the mason jar before screwing it into your blender. Now press the smoothie function and enjoy all those nutrients. Some plastic milk cartons have an indentation on them that is sort of an upgrade from the traditional paper cartons. This circular indentation near the base is there for a reason. Oh my, what could that be? Well, firstly, the indentation will pop outwards in case the milk has gone bad. So, no more drinking spoiled milk for you. Secondly, if you drop the milk on the floor, it will help to absorb some impact, reducing the risk of the bottle bursting open. Neat, right? Well, that's all I've got for this one. I do recommend you give these a try and tell us all about it in the comments below.